everybody, it's Bryan Hogue. Welcome to Chiller Night Live. We got a little bit of a different look tonight, a little different angle. I was on with Sean Kelly on his show the other night, Into the Night, and I appreciate him having me on. And I didn't switch the camera around yet, so we get to see it from this view tonight. Renee says, "Hi, it's Carne Asada Taco Tuesday UFO Showtime on April 8th. Devil's Comet total solar eclipse. 4 NASA rocket launches simultaneously, and CERN's Super Large Hadron Collider turned on Mandela effect." Seemed like there was a lot going on, didn't it? a lot of what do you call it? Fluff leading up to that, wasn't there? A lot going on. Renee says Brian's song. Brian's song. Monty Python's Life of Brian. What the heck? Tom says. Yes. We'll get the camera turned around next week. I just left it up this way. I was on an interview show Sunday night with Sean Kelly, and so I have the camera repositioned. Bonehead says, "Hey, hello, Chiller Night crew and Brian." Hey, Bonehead, thanks for joining us. John Wayne says, "Hello." Hey, SBC, John Wayne. Al says, "Hi, everyone." Hey, Al, thanks for joining us. Yes. Renee says, I am here first." Yes, you are. You are the first. Well, I'll tell you what, tonight. Now, if you're new here, and it doesn't look like we have new viewers at this moment. Audio problems, intermittent sound. Uh-oh. All right. Let me know if that fixed it. If not, don't know what to do. Jason says, "Good evening, everyone." Hey, Jason, thanks for joining us. Paul says, "Hey there, my brother. How are you today? And how is Ava doing? How's my chiller family doing?" Hopefully, well, we're doing fine. Hopefully all of you are doing well. And hopefully the audio is okay. It worked fine Sunday night, so fingers crossed. Hopefully it sounds good from here, Tom says. All right, excellent. All right. If you're new here, we talk from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until 9 o'clock about all things horror, science fiction, paranormal, and typically you pick the topic and we'll make a show out of it. Now, tonight's topic was pre-selected at the end of the episode last week. It was brought up, I think Jason picked it, the 50s drive-in movie monsters. So that's going to be tonight's topic. So jump in that 57 Chevy Bel Air, grab your sweetie, and head on down to the local drive-in. That's right. Let's set the mood here. Get the atmosphere just right. And return to me to those chilling days of yesteryear as we talk about the old 50s drive-in movie monsters. D says, "Hello, y'all. Sounds good." All right. Thank you, D. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Renee says, "Bryan Hogue, you have to see the movie Brian's Song because it has James Caan, Rollerblade, and Landa Calrissian." What, with Billy D. Williams? I don't know if I've seen that. If I have, it was a long time ago. A long time ago. I don't really remember it. John says, "If you have survived the eclipse and you haven't been transmuted, I feel for you. So here's something to help you recover from it. It's time again for Chiller Night Live. This is Crozak the Grand, and now here's our host, Bryan Hogue." All right, thank you, Crozak the Grand. Yes, I've been seeing a meme out there, which I thought was kind of funny. It says, "I don't like to brag, but this is like the 5th end of the world that I've been through, that I've survived." So, Bonehead says, 5 times 5, good here on my end. All right. Daniel says, "Hello, Brian." Hey, Daniel, thanks for joining us. Tom says, "I used to have a 68 Bel Air." Oh, 68. very good year. Some of the best people ever came out of 1968. Al says, I would love 50s monster movies. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had to put up a picture of the Bel Air. Whoops. I have to get used to this camera. Everything's backwards. Yes, hop on into your 57 or 68 Bel Air. Oh, L. Ava Hoagie sending me some hearts there. All right, right back at you, baby. Yes, let's hop on into the car of your choice and head to the drive-in. You guys, we used to have one where our current shopping mall is, and there's one not that far from where I live in Butler. I have not visited it. You know, I should, but I haven't. Renee says Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire at Cinema Plexes now. Oh, is that out now? Okay. Speaking of that, I can't talk about 50s drive-in movies without mentioning Godzilla. All right. We had an explosion of sci-fi movies that hit the big silver screen in the 1950s, and a lot of it was a mix between the monsters and sci-fi. But man, oh man, they were really pushing the sci-fi because it was entering that time where 1947 you had the flying saucer craze beginning with the Roswell, New Mexico incident. And see, haha, I even had to put my UFO one back up here tonight for this. And yeah, they had talk of all the science, or the UFO, the flying saucers. And with the atomic bomb, everything was atomic and mutated by radiation and all kinds of stuff. And if I'm missing comments, I'm sorry about that. The First Omen in movie theaters now, Renee says. Stephanie says, hey, y'all, sorry I'm late. I just got back from book club. All right, Stephanie, I've explained it to everyone else. My camera's still set up as it was when I was on Sean Kelly's show Sunday night. So I got a little different look here tonight, but we'll just roll with that. 1970 GTO, Renee says. All right. Tom says, I remember 1968. Man shakes fist at birthdays. Let's see. Jason says, The Blob. The Blob. I actually have, boom. The Blob. The perfect epitome of 50s monster movies. Yeah. Yeah, and it was exciting to see that stuff in color, you know. Who here loves the movie Them? Aha! I was trying to think of some good ones to put up with classic 50s, and that, of course, was... So now I got to get used to gesturing with it. Was the movie Them. Forbidden Planet. Do I have that one on here? I know I was looking for that one earlier. But yeah, there was such a bonus as I'm taking the 57 Chevy Bel Air when I'm not tooling around in the 59 Peterbilt 351. I am a retired trucker after all, LOL. I tell you what, I would love to have one of those. One of these days, that'll be my... I tell you what, when I was looking for pictures of drive-ins, you know, for tonight's show, I saw some really, really cool, and I don't know if they were restaurants or maybe even a little theater, but it was set up like they had little car seats and stuff, and a big screen, of course, ahead, but it was kind of set up to resemble a drive-in theme, and I thought that was so cool. Paul says, Plan 9 from Outer Space, absolutely. Forbidden Planet with Leslie Neeson. Jason says, John says, I've seen the eclipse and I was just disappointed that no one turned into creatures, no mutations, no one turned into dust, no space lady vampires to come down and play with us. Worst eclipse ever. I know. There was so much buildup over this. Like, it was getting crazy. It was just getting crazy. And I don't even know where. I think the and I don't even know if CERN activated their Hadron Collider or anything like that. I don't know. I know it was being said, but a lot of things were being said. You know, missiles shooting up into the sky. I believe that did happen, but there were all kinds of things saying that you know, the rapture was going to happen, and I don't know where they got that idea. Um, it was just insane on the internet with all the fear mongering, crazy. Um, Daniel says the Andover flea market in Ohio, my family would go. Has a drive-in theater in it. Oh, that's cool. The creature from the another world. Jason says, okay, cool. Patty says, sorry, I forgot today was Tuesday. No work today. Aha! Well, here we are. We're talking about the old 50s drive-in movie monsters. Looks okay, Brian. You're expanding your horizons, LOL, Bonehead says. Thank you. Thank you. Tom says, I remember seeing John Carpenter's The Fog at a drive-in in high school. First run, too. Oh, that's cool. Neat memory. I used to really enjoy going to those. You know, the old double features, you know. D says Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. John Wayne says, I have a Volvo from the 50s. Currently waiting for me to restore it. Nice. Patty says, them, yes. I have a bunch of these where I was just... Curse of Frankenstein. That's when the Hammer horror movies were... I'm used to... I don't know why I'm gesturing with my... Okay, all right. Left hand. I got to remember, it's on this side. The Hammer horror movies. They began. What was this? 1957, and Dracula came out in 1958. But the Hammer movies were in color, and they were reimagining the old classics, the old Universal classics, and with the British Hammer horror movies. Excellent. Which ones do I have? I have them. Of course, I just had that up. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Very, very cool. I have War of the Worlds. and how can you have any of these without an Ed Wood movie? Bela Lugosi, Bride of the Monster. You know, and then, and The Thing from Another World, of course. Some great stuff. And hey, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, that was in the 50s. That was part of this. So, you know, again, they were getting away from the you know, traditional classic monsters that had made such an impact coming onto the screen in the 30s, you know, and time for something else. So, and something else was definitely had. Let's see. The Tingler, Stephanie says. But it says, I Duo, the Deadly Mantis, Tarantula, Beginning of the End, and the Black Scorpion. It came from outer space. Zontar, Kronos, Patty says. Wow, there's so many. The Thing from Another World. Robot Monster, Jason says. Yeah. Daniel says, where were all the zombies during the eclipse? Yeah, I know. We didn't even get zombies. What the heck? Yeah. Yeah, like John says, worst eclipse ever. There was a lot, you know, a lot of build-up to this. I don't know. Battle Beyond the Sun, Paul says. When Worlds Collide, Jason says. Bonus says, I also like the 50s movies Vincent Price did. Wow, they were some of his best, I thought. Yeah, absolutely. Tom says, I'm digging this new camera angle, Brian. Maybe you should keep it like this. Oh, you like this? It is a little different. I don't know. What do you think of the, let's see, which side? Here we go. the drive-in theater. For tonight's theme. I thought that was a nice touch. You know, Patty says, Brian, there were 3 rockets that NASA fired into the stratosphere for tests. Yeah, and still, no zombies. Not one. None that have been reported, anyways. Stephanie says, I've seen the eclipse with my special sunglasses and it looked like a crescent moon. On the plus side, nobody turned into zombies. Yeah. Did all you see it? I stepped out and looked at it with the glasses on that Ava had got me. I know she took some glasses to work and they let them out to see it there. D says Vincent Price is the best. Definitely. Renee says Black Sabbath, we sold out souls, plural, for rock and roll. Just turned into we sold our soul, singular, for rock and roll. WTF. So I dug out my old 1976 Sabbath shirt and it frickin' changed. OMG. Is that the Mandela effect? Maybe it's a Mandela effect. I don't know. Might have happened. Black Sabbath starring Boris Karloff, 1965 Italian horror film. Oh man, some of those Italian horror films were so awesome back in the day. John Wayne says, I saw the last eclipse here in Germany in the 90s and the world wasn't ended either. Yeah. That stupid flying claw movie. Yeah. Remember that? We played that. We played that on Chiller Night Theater. Bonus says, wow, Tom, you saw the fog at the drive-in. Geez, you must be old, LOL. For me, Patty says, for me, I only remember Disney Cinderella. Being New England drive-ins didn't survive the winters. Daniel says, Gemma just came to watch. Well, welcome, Gemma. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We are talking about something very old and archaic, the drive-in movie theater. So I know that folks used to hop on in the car and drive to the theater. And back in my day, you used to get the stereo, the speaker, and put it in your car, a big, heavy, lunky thing, and sit there and listen to the movie. That's how you get your sound. I think today I've heard it's you change the or put it on a certain radio station. Is that right? I don't know. That tells you how long. I haven't been to the drive-in since it's got to be the late 70s. John says last time I was in the drive-in, I saw a triple feature. It was playing Battle Beyond the Stars, To Fury, and Alien. Okay. I wonder if that was the late 70s, I would imagine. The best thing about it was the drive-in had the system you could use your car or portable radio to hear the movie. Okay. Jason says Hammer horror movies were the absolute best. Renee says Earth versus the Flying Saucer, Ray Harryhausen. Paul says don't forget about Manos. No. All right. You know what? Which one am I going to put up? I'll put up the Blob right now. That's very, just, total. How could you get a better representation of, I suppose there are actually several out there, but we'll put the Blob up for now. Tom says, 1980 Bonehead. That's old for many people these days. Yeah, really. Renee says, The Beast from 20,000 Fathom by Ray Harryhausen. Yeah. Ega, Paul says. Rodan. Jason says, Renee says, it came from beneath the sea, Ray Harryhausen. Patty says, yes, before he was Jaws, he was Ega. Stephanie says, one of you YouTube guys did a drive-in theater thing one time for some kind of marathon. Okay. Paul says Last Man on Earth. Good movie. Very good movie. Jason says Earth versus the Flying Saucers. John says drive-in cinemas weren't for enjoying films. They were about enjoying the back seat. They had a dual purpose, didn't they? Renee said Earth versus the Flying Saucers. Anne says no Raining Frog either. There's my sister-in-law, Anne. Yeah, you guys all went up to Erie. Those are some neat pictures I saw posted. No raining frogs, no end of the world. Uh, yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, I wouldn't have been heartbroken to see a few zombies, but Paul says drive-in movie massacre. Al says the Giant Claw. I love that movie. Yeah, that's it. The Giant Claw. That's one that we played on as a live Chiller Night Theater. Remember that? That was back in 2022, I believe. Patty says Pit and Pendulum. Bonin says, oh, I missed the eclipse. I was at the doctor's appointment at the VA. What fun. Yeah, well, I mean, depending on where you're at. Oh, well, you're, I know up here in Pennsylvania, where we were anyway, not everywhere, but where we were, it was pretty cloudy. You could barely see anything. Um, Tom says, I think this angle is much more balanced. Looks good. Oh, is that right? The sign is a nice touch, Jason says. You like that? Patty says, no zombies, but if we wait a few more months, maybe Triffids? Triffids? Not sure what Triffids is. Paul says, nothing wrong with the camera, bro. I see this way normally. I watch the rocket launch on YouTube TV. Tom says, it was raining cats and dogs here. No eclipse in Bamaland. Bamaland. Okay. Bonus says, huh, Brian looks balanced and I'm unbalanced. Interesting dilemma there, eh? Eh? Black Sunday, Paul says. Renee says, 2017. Holy cow! I am so far behind. And let me get caught up a little bit. Tom says they replaced the Windows speakers with low power radio transmitters in the 80s. Oh, is that right? Well, that tells you that, yeah, I haven't been to a drive-in since the late 70s. Let's see. Weed movies, Renee says. Weed movies? Drive smoking weed, she says. Jason says the Angry Red Planet. PBR Street Gang. Hey, PBR. Nice of you to join us. Yeah, it's been a little while. We're glad to see you here. Where's Lasercorn? I haven't seen him for a while. D says our local drive-in did an all-nighter of horror movies around Halloween. They'd serve donuts and coffee in the wee hours of the night at intermission. Good times. Ah, that sounds fun. Renee says, Claw sucked, but it was awesome watching it live with all of you on live Creature Features. The Crawling Eye, Jason says. Yeah, the Crawling Eye, or also known as the Trollenberg Terror. All right, we'll put up another. No, we just had that one up. The Thing from Another World. All right, we'll switch it around a little bit. Renee says, Brian, I didn't get your live link interview for earlier today. Oh, yeah? Well, if anybody... are you talking about the... what? The interview that we did Sunday night? It's on my Facebook page if you do check out... Oh, you might not have... I don't know if you have Facebook. John Wayne says, I'm almost certain the old man in the White House is a zombie, LOL. Renee says, American Graffiti. Ah, American Graffiti. Yeah, speaking of the old classic cars, and George Lucas, of course, was a very avid old classic car nut. Daniel says, have you done any work inside the haunt? I've been inside the store, but working on escape room stuff, nothing on the haunt. Although I'll be starting up very, very soon once I get the escape room started. Let's see. Well, I don't sugarcoat things. I am an idiot, Bonehead says. Renee says, yep, Paul, our car was a smoke cloud. Most of the drive-in movies I've seen were 24 hours of science fiction movie marathons in Massachusetts. Attack of the Crab Monsters, 1957. Red 2 says hello. Hey, Red 2, thanks for joining us. Red 2, where did you get that name? What's that from? It's not like being a Star Wars geek. I'm thinking Red 2 is the Rebel pilots. Was that Wedge? Wasn't that Wedge? But maybe that has nothing to do with why your name is Red 2. Bonus says, "Hey Brian, you gave me a Chiller Night Theater badge. What exactly is that?" I don't know. If I gave that to you, I'm glad you have it. Wasn't aware I gave it to you. Maybe it was something automatic, I'm guessing. I've been meaning to ask you. I don't know. I don't know what that is. That must be something like an automatic response or something. Groove Tube and Up in Smoke circa 1977, Renee says. Patty says, the two Peter Cushing Doctor Who movies with the Daleks. Oh, I've never seen those. I'm a big fan of Peter Cushing, but I've not seen any of the Doctor Who stuff. I just haven't. Al says, I have a drive-in near me at Dixon City, Pennsylvania, and I can see the screen from my home across the valley. Oh, that's cool. When I was a little kid, we used to be able to see the screen like way. You couldn't really. You could tell there was movement going on, but you couldn't really make out what was going on. And from my grandma's house, you could sit in her front yard. You know, we were all out in the yard playing and stuff, and we could see way out in the distance and see the movie theater. Let's see, Geneva Drive-In Theater, San Francisco, Daly City. Renee says. John Wayne says, if you could choose which film, which car, and who for the back seat. There's a question for you. I mean, you know my car, and you know who's going in my back seat, but what movie? What movie? Huh. Gosh, I mean, that's like... I don't even know how to choose that really at this point. There's so many. PBR says not been around recently due to being on swing shift. Been having to watch the day after live episodes. Oh, okay. But it says it's on Facebook. Sorry, I thought you'd know because it's as usual. I'm totally clueless about it. Yeah, that must be something that. That just automatically is given out. I wasn't aware of that. That's pretty cool though. Renee says 1974. I saw a black exploitation movie. My pop's an older brother, R.I.P. and Geneva Drive-In, and it had a lot of nudity. Oh really? I would imagine you were pretty young. Huh. Maybe did they know? Did they know what was going to be in there? Huh. Let's see. We'll put this up. War of the Worlds. So I will put that one up here. PBR says Bullet best car. Oh, Bullet best car chase movie of all. Oh, the old Bullet movie. That was Steve McQueen, right? With your choice in the back seat, who cares which movie? Tom says, yeah. Right. Renee says, I was laughing so hard because my dad and brother were hooting and hollering. Is that right? Patty says, Forbidden Planet. Car, my old Saturn, S1, and who my friends can't choose. Okay. Those are neat questions, though. Yeah. Could you imagine that? I would love, like I said, I would just love, but bam, to go somewhere, anywhere, especially a drive-in. That'd be awesome. 57 Chevy Bel Air. I had to put that in there tonight in the old drive-in theater sign. I just thought that was cool. It is 8:30 already. Oh my gosh, it seems like we just started this. One moment, I'm going to promote Chiller Night Escape Experience. So let me throw that information up. Chiller Night Escape Experience. That is my horror-themed escape room store at the Cranberry Mall in Venango County, Pennsylvania. Not the one near Pittsburgh, close to Pittsburgh. But this was up in around Oil City, Franklin, and Venango County. There you can find the zombie outbreak escape room. You and other players will have 1 hour to get out or become zombie food. You can book online at chillernight.com, or you can call 814-209-8214. Jack Shadow's House of Terror is also there, and that is seasonal. And the witching hour is one I'm currently working on. So, and a couple pictures of it. We're right there by the food court, which is pretty cool. There's a good picture of well, that's kind of lit up, you know, when the haunt's going on. It's kind of pretty neat with the lights all out, and you see that nice red glow as you're entering Jack Shadow's House of Terror. You can see the entry there, and there's another angle. But stop on in if you're ever out that way. Even if you don't plan on going through escape rooms or haunt, just stop in, say hi. And there was something else I wanted to mention. Chiller Night Theater. All of you, you know, obviously we've done years of Chiller Night Theater, hosted by the one, the only Jack Shadow. Another picture of Jack Shadow. And that is going to be playing on, it plays right now on Stream TV. You can check out the episodes on Stream TV every Saturday night, and it's also going to be started on WON television network in New York, and I'm sending the episodes to that station right, you know, like over the last few days. So I'll have more information about that once once things get up and running. But just thought that was pretty cool. I was contacted by that station, the guy who runs that. So Chiller Night Theater will also be playing in the Big Apple. Jack Shadow in the Big Apple. It's about time. So like I said, I'll tell you more about that as we get a little closer to that. Let's see. Oh, geez, Catwoman on of the Moon, 1953. Jason says, Paul says, I have to go help my mom get ready for bed. I love you, family. See you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. All right, Paul, thanks for joining us. Stephanie says, if there was a marathon of this topic, I go ever there, enjoy with my mom with pizza, popcorn, and assorted candy and burgers. My mom loves burgers. That just reminds me of I know in the drive-in they had the concession stand and you could get your popcorn, hot dogs, and all that stuff. But that's just these movies are meant to be seen in that kind of environment. What's this one? Oh, we'll put up War of the World. Nope. Invasion of the Body Snatcher. We'll put that up for a few minutes. But these movies are just the perfect thing. They had especially the Roger Corman. Roger Corman making tons of movies. I mean, back in the day, you had different movie companies, RKO, AIP, and all these, just cranking this stuff out. Roger Corman, as you're aware, was very, very good at getting out the content, getting it out on time, and getting it out on budget, and sometimes under budget, which is very unusual. And he did so many times on a shoestring budget. The effects were... what do you expect out of a movie that might have been $40,000 to make? I don't know. But but they're enjoyable, and that's the type of thing that you just enjoyed going to the movie and seeing. It was just the experience of it. It's like the Chiller Night, theater experience. It's what we do. We play the old Classic and not so classic. The schlocky movies with the frightening fun of yesteryear. Um, Renee says the reason why they went they showed tons of naked and nude movies in the drive-ins. LOL. What? When they took you? Ah. Bonin says, Brian, your movie should be Manos because you definitely ain't gonna be watching it. You're going to be doing something else with Miss Ava. LOL. Ah, there you go. All right, Paul. Yeah, sure. Play Manos, The Hands of Fate. Betty says, Batwoman, Mexican wrestler one. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. The Brain Eaters, 1958, Jason says. Let's see. You ain't, Bonus says, and you ain't missing anything with that aforementioned insult to the cinematic dignity. Oh, Renee says, oh, look at the store. Yeah, pretty neat. I kind of like this. I think, yeah, that one. I just took that one the other night. That's kind of a neat. I just like the way that you just kind of see that. Well, like I said, when it's dark inside the store, and you just have a little light over the register there, it is so cool. To see everybody in there standing in line. You see them entering through that cage door. It's just a neat looking haunt. All right. The Blob is a classic drive-in movie, John Wayne says. Yes, absolutely. Bonin says, I do remember seeing Godzilla vs. Megalon and King Kong 1976 at the drive-in. Ah, that's cool. Whoa, he's stationed in New York City, Tom says. Yes. WON. Television. So... yeah, I'll be like I said, I'll talk a little bit more about that once I get down the road a little bit. I just started like probably 2 days ago sending them some episodes. So let's see. Renee says the Wax Museum 3D with Vincent Price. John Wayne says congratulations, horror films set in New York as a topic. King Kong? That's one that just came to mind. Patty says, let's all go to the drive-in and get ourselves a drink. Let's all go to the... Yeah. Love the hot dogs, popcorn, and bonbons at the drive-in. Stone smoking weed, Renee said. Good times. Sounds like it. Al says, that sounds great about the New York Broadcasting at Chiller Night Theater. Are thinking about doing new episodes of Jack. I'm always thinking about doing new episodes of Jack. It's just that I know I can't do them now, with everything that I've got going on. I just wouldn't be able, unless I had somebody writing the episodes for me. I just don't have time to do even to dress up and to do the episodes and then to edit the episodes. At this time, if I were to bring it back, I would like to actually relaunch it on a Chiller Night Roku channel of my own, where I could have advertising, I could have sponsors, and make some money from it. If I bring it back, I think I would like to only bring it back if I'm making some money from it. And I don't know how that sounds on your end, but for my end, I just got to be honest with you. To be putting all the work that I put into those, and knowing that I have to spend a lot of time at the store, trying to build this business, I wouldn't be able to justify doing it for nothing anymore, because I am making money off of the other stuff. So if it's something is going to be consuming my time, I want it to pay off, So, and again, I don't know how that sounds, but it's not like I did it only for money, because I did it for, all those years from 2008 until 2022. I was hosting the shows, so it wasn't about the money, but it would have to be not about the money, but money would have to be uh, one of the deciding factors at this point. Um, Stephanie says, "Pardon my language here, but Roger Corman did one hell of a movie on all his movies." Oh yeah, I think so. Look at what he had to work with, and like I said, to get them done uh, cheap, and sometimes he was working on two movies at once using the same sets and the same actors. I mean, that's pretty good thinking, you know. That's pretty good, and to get movies done on time and on budget, man, he was like one of the only ones who did that. And he was well known for it, and he was putting out some pretty decent movies. Brad says, "Coming soon to public domain, Dracula, Frankenstein, and King Kong." Hey, Brad, thanks for joining us. Yes, yes, indeed. Remember the Let's All Go to the Lobby pre-show cartoon? I do remember that, yeah. Have Mini Jack stand in for you. Yeah, he's right back here, right behind me, by the plaque there of the mummy that Tom sent me. Have your items right there beside each other. But it says, "I remember WOR in New York. They always used to have the King Kong movies every Thanksgiving Day. I watched the football games back when it was Detroit versus somebody and Dallas versus somebody." Cool. Now this one's going to be WON. And I know their logo is, sent me the logo to put on my promotion, you know, just to use for promoting anything. That's it right there. All right, so D says, "A Chiller Night Roku channel would be fantastic." Yeah, I just, you know, I've looked into it a few times, but like I said, I'm normally, like when I'm not working, or doing this, I'm kind of on the run, and I'm working a lot on my own. A lot of the, you know, not all of it. You know, I've had some friends come and help, which I always appreciate that. But you know, overall, I'm there doing everything on my own, so it consumes a lot of my time, and so I just wouldn't be able to. But I tell you what, I've got Jack Shadow's, you know, room set up. And I've got it figured out, like how to set up the cameras and everything for when, if and when that time does come. John Wayne says, "Making money is important. Having fun is nice. Making money and having fun is perfect." Yes, I agree. Patty says, "I used to watch WOR on cable before they started backing it out before removing it." Oh. I'm not familiar with that channel. Talking about Corman, Patty says, "Does anyone remember Stillers to the director?" No, I can't say that I do. Renee says, "Ah ha ha, Bryan Hogue is making buku bucks, cha-ching cha-ching." How you like me now? He says, "Word up, G. You go get your monies." Ah, thank you, Renee. Well, like I said, I just would like to, you know, if I'm doing Chiller Night Theater, and I would like to relaunch the show at some point. I want it to be done right, though. I really would, you know, it'd be neat to do it live too again. I was having fun. I had a lot of fun doing those live shows that we did, those Chiller Night Lives. That was a lot of fun interacting with the viewers. Playing the games, you know, the contests there at the end. I had a blast doing that. And really, that's how I wanted Chiller Night Theater to even Sleepy Hollow Theater back when it was Sleepy Hollow Theater. I always wanted it to be filmed from a studio live, broadcasting live. I think that there's a little bit more of a thrill there, you know, especially on my end, because I have to get it right, you know, and in that regard, it is a little bit more like theater in a way, presentation-wise. Brad says, "Also coming to public domain, The Mummy." Aha! Yes. Speaking of B movies, John Wayne says, "Mine is progressing. The set is almost finished." Ah! Cool. Now, is it something you can tell us about, or a little, few words, a few hint as to what you're doing, or would you rather wait until you get a little further down the road with it and then um, tell us? Renee says Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. Bonin says WON. That almost sounds like a world. Ain't that weird? Or is it just me? Don't answer that. That made me think of War of the Worlds. Godzilla, Patty says Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. That brings back memories. We did that as a sing along at my science fiction con convention, SF Con. Okay. I remember seeing Godzilla versus the Smog Monster 2 at the Rustic Drive-In, Bonehead says. John Wayne says, I love the live shows. Ah, that's cool. I did too. I just love those. Beyond the Door, Renee says. Exorcist, Renee says. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, that was, I really enjoyed that stuff. I don't know. That was just a lot of fun for me. And again, the interaction is what I really, really like. In fact, I will say this, as far as the theme stuff, I know we've been doing themes. I might take a little bit of time. Give me maybe another 3 weeks to where we don't have a topic already pre-selected. That way, the only reason I say that is because that way, after work, I can go work on the escape room stuff and then get back here and then just fire it up and do the shows, off the cuff like we were doing for a while. The topic thing is fun, but it is time consuming, and which is fine if I'm not trying to get this. I got to get this escape room finished. So let me do that. So we'll just do a regular Chiller Night Live for the next several weeks. We'll see how that goes. Then we'll get back onto the topics. Brad says Jack Shadow has to reunite with these movies like, unretire with these movies like Dracula coming out into the public domain, Brian. Wouldn't that be cool though? Maybe that'll be it. I would like this. I would like to bring back, if this would be a nice goal to have, to bring back Chiller Night Theater, maybe even Chiller Chat, but at least Chiller Night Theater in not in 2025, because I'll still be adding stuff and building stuff, but maybe 2026 after everything is built. Then I can kind of redirect my focus on other things. Right now, it's just like I'm forced to, commit to working on, building what I'm building, and I can't really stray away from that. So Bonus says, hey Brian, please don't forget to let me know if you ever can do a Saturday night 2-hour show so I can let Glam Fangs know. All right, that you never know. I don't know when that would be, to be honest with you, but I mean, would I like to? I think that would be fun. I'm not certainly not opposed to it. I just don't know when that would be. We'll get there. We'll get there. That would be fun. Patty says, I wouldn't mind a yearly or bi-yearly special with Jack Shadows. See, I tried to do that last year. Remember, I tried to do a Halloween special, and oh my gosh. I was building the haunted house up until opening night. In fact, I was building opening night. In fact, I was building during, as it was opening up. Like, I'm talking 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. on opening night. We had a lobby full of people. It's Jack Shadow's House of Terror. And where's Jack Shadow? The chap playing Jack Shadow, still in my t-shirt, shorts, and tennis shoes, building the haunted house. I'm still building it. At that point. That's how much I was so incredibly bogged down and stressed that last last summer into fall. I couldn't think or see straight. I was so focused on trying to get all that done, and I didn't have any break. I didn't have any break. So that goes to show you just how much I was working up until that last moment. And then I changed. I did a quick Clark Kent Superman change as fast as possibly could be in the Jack Shadow costume. 11 minutes. 11 minutes later, I was in my Jack Shadow costume and ready to go. But man, I never want to have that happen again. And that's what I'm working on, so I don't always have to do that. I will get to that point. That's why I'm working so hard on it now, so that I can get this all done. And once it's built, I can then start focusing on other things. Jason says, Bryan, we really appreciate this show. I know I do. It's very entertaining and fun. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. I do too. I very much enjoy it. John Wayne says, it will be a sci-fi movie. Oh, I missed something. Renee says, I ate 2 steak tacos and churros, chocolate and sweetened. Okay, that's cool. That's very fitting for a talk. You mean on Taco Tuesday today? Brad says, starting in 2027. You never know. I would like to. Wouldn't that be awesome though? And admittingly, I don't know how to make a Roku channel, and I wouldn't want to just henpeck my way through that, to be honest with you. I probably would hire somebody at that point to just put together a really nice station for me, or channel, and maybe I'll even get a little staff or a little crew at that point. We'll have to see how the next 2 years go. Brennan says, do what you can, Bryan. Don't overstress yourself. I appreciate that. Thank you. Patty says, yes, I agree with Jason. Doing this and talking with you all has always been the highlight of my week. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Patty. It is pretty cool that, you're not just joining me, but like you say, you're joining each other. And that's what I think is, it's just a fun chiller. It's fun chiller chatting with this crew. Dracula says, Brad says, Dracula and Frankenstein starting in 2027. Oh, bring it back then. Well, maybe, unless I bring it back in 2026 and, pick up the viewership, get a nice little audience, and then, bring those classics in 2027. Renee says, Glam Fangs, Janet Kraft, and Misty Kate on Saturday. Yeah, maybe I can even get this set up at the store, so I can do it then. Patty says, Bryan, you need to ask your friends for help in those 12-hour situations, those 12th-hour situations. I did. Oh, believe me, I did. I had people helping. Ava and Brenton were there, working till that final week. We were there every night until between 1:30 to 3:30 in the morning. We were just working like crazy. Crunch time. Really, really crunch time. Renee says, smoked ice cream cake. Birthday cake or ice cream, sherbet, something or other, and I'm starting to get the munchies now. Oh, yeah? Sound pretty good. Snack time for Renee. But it says, Bryan, I agree with Jason. I do appreciate your help in keeping this weekly get-together going. Thank you so much. This is a highlight of my week as well. And yes, it's a lot of fun. Thank you guys. That's so cool. That makes me feel so... That's so awesome for me to hear that it's the highlight of somebody's week, because that is so cool. But to think it just started out with me on my phone, I was just on my phone. I was like, I want to let people know. Let's see, Stream TV starting this at 9 p.m., which I don't think I mentioned this even last week, but Stream TV, this is still playing. It's still playing on Stream TV. I don't have any new episodes since the end of 2022, but it's still playing on Stream TV every Saturday night, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the same time. They play. They've been playing 2 of the shows, and then also you can go to YouTube and find episodes on the YouTube Chiller Night channel. So plenty of Jack Shadow to go around, and of course he's accompanied by Aura the Witch and Elvon Nock, and occasionally by Walter the Zombie. So, John Wayne says, agree, Patty, it is a highlight. Stephanie says, love y'all. Oh, this is so cool. Renee says, 2027, that's too late. Do it now. Okay. I'll see what we can do. Virtual group hug. Oh, Patty says. Stephanie says, we love you, Brian. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Patty. That is so cool. That's very nice. Renee says, knock on wood. I want to believe, or I want to be alive when an extraterrestrial alien UFO top secret declassified disclosure transparency transcends occurs and a flying saucer abduct me. Well, I don't think you're going to have to wait too much longer. I don't know about the abduction part. Let's see. Bonus says, hey Brian, I'm still on my phone. LOL, I haven't gotten high tech yet, but I'm trying. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, that's where all of this started. I mean, not Chiller Night Theater and all that, but I mean this show started on my phone, and then I just, I guess henpecked my way into to what it is now. So Brad says, coming to the public domain in 2028, Murders in the Rue Morgue, Island of the Lost Souls, and the Mummy. Really? That's cool. That's kind of neat that stuff Brad's putting out there, that information. That's kind of cool. Because if I could bring Chiller Night Theater back in 2026, like I say, that gives me a little bit of time to start to get out there again and start building an audience. Mrs. Driving Theaters, Good Old Days, Red 2 says. Very cool. Them, good movie. Yes. I remember seeing that. Red 2, you on next week, Tuesday night. Yes, I will be here. It's 8:58. Wow, this time goes so darn quick. Tom says, good night. Hit y'all. See you next week. All right, Tom, thanks for joining us. Brendan says, I'm sorry, I just haven't progressed. Nothing wrong with that. John Wayne says, we don't know which episode is playing on Saturday, which means there's always a possibility that it's Manos. Paul probably tunes in every Saturday night to see if it's Manos. Patty says, OMG, it's 8:58 already. I know. Bonin says, to quote the immortal Dave Allen, good night, God bless you, and may your God go with you. Yes, Dave Allen. Used to love watching that. Renee says, Chinese Connection, Enter the Dragon, Return of the Dragon at the Grand Theater. Very cool. It's like you had some really awesome theater experiences. I don't know about the exploitation film part of it, but especially being so young, but hey, to each his own. Al says, good night, everyone. Good night, Al. Thanks for joining us. Rad, Renee says, all right, well, that was another fun episode. We won't pre-select a topic for next week. We'll just go on and do a regular Chiller Night live show. And so, Dave Allen at large was great. Jason says, I know, that was awesome. All right, folks. Thanks for joining me and each other tonight. It was a fun episode. Just loved taking a walk down Monster Memory Lane with you. Fine, frightening folks. And we'll do it again next week. So, have a good night. Have a good chiller night. We'll see you next week.